Being a pretty girl and being approached in public is not all it's cracked up to be.
You have a mustache.
The only reason that men get mad at me when I tell women that they're single before they're married is because in today's society, men are so used to getting wife benefits from girlfriends.
But nobody tells you about divorce, the brutal truth. A man no longer offers access to provisions and protection after a divorce. A woman no longer offers access to loyalty, appreciation, and respect after a divorce. During separation, up until divorce, and long after, a woman completely shuts off access.
I find it amazing that women file for divorce. 80% of all women file for divorce. And then when they get divorced, they start complaining. They get even more miserable being single than they were getting a divorce. Women, why do you play the victim? Women, why do you think the grass is greener on the other side? Women, when are you going to learn that things don't necessarily go your way simply because you think you're the boss chick? Simply because you think you're in charge? Simply because you think you're on top? Women, westernized women, you're not on top. Get that through your thick head. And see who gets this week's Stomp Award. Coming up next. Welcome to Rewind, my new online digital platform. Before we go any further, we're going to take care of some housekeeping. I want this channel to grow. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for future notifications. That way you are notified when a video comes out each and every week. Rewind with Tommy Handsome. Let's get right to it and stay to the end to see who gets this week's Stomp Award. Women live in a fairy tale. Women live in an imaginary state. Women live in a society where they think everything is going to be perfect. Everything is going to be smooth sailing. Everything is going to be great from when they're a child, living under their daddy, and then they get married. They get a man, so they're living underneath a man, and they think these things are going to continue. But relationships and marriage takes work. Lots and lots of work. It takes patience, planning. But women think because they get married, things going to be different from when they were single. Now let me explain the fairy tale. Women, when you were young, you will watch these fairy tales, these cartoons. They always started out with once upon a time. And they always finish with, they live happily ever after. But in reality, not a fairy tale. In reality, these things are not the same. These things don't go in hand. It's called life. And sometimes life throws certain curveballs. So when you're young, say 8, 9, 10 years old, you're hanging out with your girlfriends at a slumber party, what's the first thing you talk about? Boys. You talk about boys. Oh, he's cute. I like to be with him. Now, 8 and 10 years old, you're kind of young for that. But this is the mentality and the fairy tale that these women go through. And then you talk about how your husband's going to be when you get older. He's going to be tall. He's going to be good looking. He's going to be strong. He's going to have muscles. All these things are factored in the fairy tale, because you're looking for who? Your prince. So you turn 19, 20, and you're looking for your prince. All your girlfriends are getting married. They're in their 20s, maybe some late 20s, heading 30s. They're getting married. Now you feel left out. Now you feel some kind of way, because now it's your turn to get married. So you're looking at them, so, oh, you're so glad. You're so happy that you're married. I can't wait to get married. But these married women say, you know what? Slow it down. Because marriage is not what it's supposed to be. It's not all cracked up to what it's supposed to be. But you, being a woman, being hard-headed, want to do what? You want to get married. You want to do it soon. So you meet your so-called, quote-unquote, Prince Charming. You're in marital bliss. You ever notice in the beginning of any relationship, it's always good, it's always fun, it's always gung-ho. But then what happens? Reality sets in.
But nobody tells you about divorce, the brutal truth. A man no longer offers access to provisions and protection after a divorce. A woman no longer offers access to loyalty, appreciation, and respect after a divorce. During separation, up until divorce, and long after, a woman completely shuts off access. He has expired her duty and contributions to the union. A man cannot shut off access. His duty remains consistent. He does not get to expire his contributions. During separation and divorce proceedings, a woman will strip you of your assets and children, have another man occupying your side of the bed, and time with your children while you're paying the rent and utilities, including the apartment you have to stay in during the process. More often than not, attorneys will persuade men to stand down and battling for joint custody due to the unfair court system. More often than not, you'll be paying for her attorney fees, and if you had a lengthy marriage, you'll be paying alimony. So when it's all said and done, you'll be funding her lifestyle with someone else, and your children will be weaponized against you. But let's stop questioning men who'd rather exercise their options or promote premarital agreements.
Just sit there and think, I'm going to be single for the rest of my life. I'm trying to laugh about it these days, but in all honesty, I just don't go out that often to meet people. So unless I meet someone at one of my son's games or just out and about, I don't even go grocery shopping. I just pick out the stuff I want online and then go and pick it up. But it's so hard, and then I feel like people, and this is men and women, well, it was all a joke, or they just wanted to see if they could hook you. And I'm just someone that will put my heart out there, and I have a hard time dating multiple people at the same time, different ages, different backgrounds. But then I still feel like there's just some things that you can't compromise on because then you're settling. So I don't want to do that either. And I don't want to say that I never want to date again, but at the same time, it makes it really difficult to want to date because you feel like you can't trust anyone. So I don't know. And at this point in my life, I feel like you set these boundaries of if they do this, it's an automatic no. And what I used to think was boring, I kind of find relaxing now. So I'm okay with just sitting at home and not going out on a Friday night. It's more peaceful that way.
And now you're going through a divorce. Things are not good. No one wants to go through a divorce, especially when there's kids involved, when there's property involved. As explained by this gentleman that you saw early in the earlier clip, it's not good for either one. Now, he's talking about it from a male perspective, how it doesn't really benefit men. It doesn't benefit women also. Now, these same women are lonely. These same women say they've been married 10, 15, 20 years. You're not 19 anymore. So when you get up in age, that SMV starts to go down. Like that old car, like that old chassis. That car is not worth much after a while. The same thing with you women. Now you think you're going to go back into the dating game like you were when you're 19, like when you was young. Things change. Your body change. Your mentality change. Your face change. Some of you women even get bald. I've seen some bald-headed women losing their hair just like men. You're not the same. Your value has decreased. So when your value has decreased, are these men going to look after you the way they did when you was younger? Of course not. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't happen that way. Because those same men are looking for younger women. These same men are looking for newer models. These same men are looking for someone that's slimmer, younger, prettier, more athletic. Because you ever go out with a woman and it's like an athletic date, you're going hiking, you're going swimming. Let's take hiking. These women can't hike the way they used to. They can't walk long distances the way they used to. But if you are a young dude and you're athletic, you got to carry her around. You got to wait for her. Now say you're taking her on a swim date, a beach date. When you're 19, you had that body. But now that body looks like this. So imagine him, a younger guy, taking you, an older woman, on a swim date. Now you got to wear these one-piece bikinis and your butt is dragging on the sand. That's not cute. That's not attractive. So why would we go out with you? You're 15, 20 years down the line, we can easily go out with a younger woman that's fit, that's friendly, that's feminine, and do much better with her. But you thought that you can do the same thing you did at 19 years old. You thought you could do the same thing that you did when you was in your early 20s. But things change, ladies. Mindset changes. Body changes. Spirituality, everything changes when you get older. So these same women that thought that they can look at the other side, look at the grass, thinking it was greener on the other side, start to soon realize it's not that easy. So this week's Stomp Award goes to, you guessed it, it goes to you. Because you thought you could do the same thing at 19 that you can do in your 30s, late 30s that is, 40s, and even your 50s. And you start to realize that life and reality sets in. Ladies, gentlemen, you want an unfiltered analysis of videos just like this one. I want you to do one thing. I want you to help my channel to grow by hitting that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for future notifications. That way you are notified when a video comes out each and every week. Don't forget to share, like the comment, and let's get the conversation started. You're watching Rewind.